Sadly, Prince Harry wants to debunk the biggest reveal in what hurts him the most. That people think he's the thicko, the cheat, the underage drinker, and the drug taker. Which one of those is false? Which one is it? Let's explore the big reveals in this trial. And I don't even know why this judge is allowing this to go on, given the fact that, this is like my purse was stolen or my wallet was stolen, but I still have it. It was never actually stolen. There is actually no evidence whatsoever. And I am baffled by the fact that this judge is allowing this to go on, for Harry to go there and spew his hurt feelings about facts written about him, claiming that they were illegally obtained. Let's explore this. Please let me know what you think. Prince Harry is upset because he feels that intimate details of his life were written about it in the press. And to surprise of the world, he was the source of some of those articles. He's embarrassed. Let's examine the fact that he's the thicko. It's widely known that Eden cheated or cooperated with him so he would get enough passing grade to be admitted in Sandhurst. We know that his aide helped him pass the Sandhurst test. It wasn't that he's any brilliant at all. Now, if there's anything at all that shows that indeed he's the thicko, it's him marrying Meghan Markle and then coming to testify in court. And he thinks he can get away with it. Right, Judge? I don't have to prove anything. Actually, Harry does. Because I can't accuse you of stealing and then say, well, but there's nothing missing. But she stole. But, okay, why did she steal? Well, I don't know what she stole, but she stole. It doesn't work that way. So I'm very surprised that the judge is allowing this to go on, and that the lawyer for the newspapers is not saying, listen, Your Honor, he may be angry about the articles that were published, but were they legally obtained? No. If he wants to sue somebody, he can sue the palace. He can sue whoever he believes that. Why doesn't he go after other newspapers? The ones that actually published the articles first. So clearly, he's a thicko. Then it goes the cheat. He's deeply embarrassed about the fact that the papers, or there were articles about the kissing disease, mono, which can only be transmitted by bodily fluid, which means he kissed a skank somewhere in his little travels and probably gave it to Chelsy. Now, Chelsy should count her blessings that thankfully, if she caught it, if she was with him, it was just that, and it wasn't AIDS. Yes. Because given what this guy goes around doing, we now know. I mean, can you imagine being with Meghan Markle? That woman has been into one too many rodeos, if you know what I mean. And he's having unprotected sex with her. That is actually pretty gross. So the cheat. The fact that he got mono from somebody, I am pretty sure it wasn't from Chelsy. The fact that he goes to a strip bar with his cadets or friends, but we did nothing. Wink, wink, wink. If indeed Chelsy trusted him, there must have been a story behind of him cheating on her, probably after she got mono from him, that, she didn't trust him. Oh, and he now regrets it. Why is Harry talking about things that no longer matter? Why is he still hung up on Chelsy? Those things don't matter. You are supposedly happily married to the woman of your dreams with two beautiful children, wink, wink. Living your best life away from the horrible United Kingdom and that horrible institution of the monarchy. Harry just said that he has to be addressed as Prince Harry. Remember all those interviews, how he said being a prince was such a burden, that he didn't want to be a prince no more? And I think that at some point somebody said that he wanted to be called HRH. He cannot use HRH. He's forbidden from doing so. So the cheat, it's right there that we know of. Okay? They're underage drinker. Also a fact. He was underage drinking. It's all over his book Spare. The drug taker. I mean, he was concerned that he would be kicked out of Eton for his drug use. That's how much of a drug addict he was. And Eton does not look well here because clearly Eton knew about this drug use. And they covered up for him, which means that Eton is a crappy, shitty place that allows drug addicts and all other sorts of bullies to go there. Because let's not forget that Harry trashed that lovely matron. So he was worried he was going to be expelled from Eton because his abundant drug use was reported. He says that somebody must have hacked Chelsea's phone. That's how they found out about the Nazi thing. No. Somebody took many pictures and then sold them because he wasn't being coy about it. And then he goes on and trashes his own mother. When is Harry going to let Princess Diana really rest in peace? He was only 12 years of age. He was not that close to his mother. He was at Eton. He had his buddies. He had everything. So he's not complaining about the bullying he got when, according to his book Spare, he actually had a jolly good time, and he was doing the bullying to people like that loving matron who actually took care of him. And that caused a lot of stress for him because he hasn't read any of the articles. He's admitted in court. Now he's been informed in court. Where the hell were his lawyers telling him, listen, these articles were published before by other newspapers that have nothing to do with the ones that you're suing. You should go after them. Those lawyers are shady as hell. I'm sorry, I got to tell you, they're shady as hell. So we got that he is the thicko, which he is. You married Meghan and you're doing the most stupid thing, being in court and clearly unprepared. Clearly crying wolf, because what Harry's doing there, he's crying wolf. He's basically establishing himself as the biggest liar, thicko, cheat in the world. And the irony of it all is that he's doing the same thing. He says that those things should be private, that he broke his thumb. Well, it was published by Buckingham Palace, so sue Buckingham Palace. And he considers that private. The kiss and the seas, he considers that private because he gave it to Chelsea. So to me, this is giving me very, very red flags about him and Chelsea. This man is obsessed with Chelsea. Because if I were him, I would be grateful to the newspapers because thanks to them, I discovered the true love of my life, which is skanky Meghan Markle. But no, he's angry that he ended up with Meghan Markle. He's angry he married Meghan Markle. And he needs somebody to blame. He's angry he threw his life to shit. He's angry. He's angry at his poor choices. And he wants to blame articles that he never read. And probably people who never told him about it for his poor life choices. That he goes and says, well, you know, the press were writing things about me, so I might as well behave that way. No, the press were writing about him because he was behaving that way. So what do we take from this? And now, oh, I found out that when I was in Australia, my grandmother sent one of her private secretaries to hire a home right next to mine. I just found that out because she wanted to look out for me. This is how protected and how much the queen cared about his fucking ginger ass. And I'm sorry, I'm swearing. But the queen sent one of her most trusted private aides to Australia when he was holidaying or doing his gap year or whatever it was that he was doing, to rent a house next to his or close to his, to keep an eye on him, to make sure he was safe, to make sure that there was no press intrusion, to make sure that everything was going smoothly according, for Harry. And what does he do when she's dying, when her beloved husband is dying? He calls them racist. He trashes her entire legacy. This is the payback Harry gives. And then he's talking how upsetting it was for the mono disease to be published, while at the same time he goes in the spare book and talks about mounting a woman at a certain age, which pretty much everybody by deductive reasoning would pretty much pinpoint, which is why that lady had to come out and say it was me before you come out and trash me. So he's violating everybody's privacy. Oh, Mr. Privacy, it's privacy for me because it blew in his mind. He needs to find a justification for the fact that Chelsy couldn't stand his ginger ass. It's the press fault. It's everybody's fault. It's not my fault. I'm a loving guy. I'm a soldier. This man is not a soldier. Harry's a traitor. I don't understand how this trial is being allowed to continue because he's the main claimant of this farce and he's allowed to continue without any evidence. Because yes, the burden of proof is on him. He's talking about why aren't the other people coming? Well, because how can you prove a negative? How can you prove a negative? It's hard. He talks about the death threats with him and Meghan Markle. How many death threats have I received and I'm a small YouTuber? How about Samantha Markle? How about the threat level increase by the false accusations of racism to his own family? I am surprised that this trial hasn't been stopped. But let's get on with this. So he's angry that the articles were written because they violated his privacy. They embarrassed him. So he's basically suing because he's embarrassed of his poor choices. He's embarrassed about Meghan Markle. He's embarrassed about all the crazy things. And you know what's so terrible? When the judge tells him at the end of the day, you can't talk about anything with anybody. He goes, oh, not even my children. I FaceTime them. I'm going to ask a very blunt question, and I would love to hear your answer. What children is he talking about? Address me as Prince Harry. I hate that institution. I was afraid, I hated the rumors about me being James Hewitt's son because I was afraid I would be ousted from the royal family, showing a deep fear of him wanting to remain there. So this is a man who is angry. Chelsy dumped him. He couldn't find a suitable girlfriend. He married this skank, has 2 imaginary children, has left the privileges and comfort of the royal life by his own choices, manipulated by Meghan Markle, trashed his entire family. Every family member and friend violated their privacy. The deep conversation, the very private conversation they had when the king and Prince William were mourning the loss of the Queen or Prince Philip, all in a book, of course, misinterpreted. The irony of this all does not escape, and I hope that solicitor tells him, you, sir, are the one, if you feel deeply embarrassed about articles about a broken thumb or the kiss and disease or the fact that your girlfriend dumped you, what are you doing about the things that you've been saying globally about your own family? How about their embarrassment? How about their respect for their privacy? How about the trust that you've broken? You're not a soldier, you're a traitor. You're the thicko, the cheat, the underage drinker, and the drug taker. And I hope they question him with the drugs. And I hope that clearly things are not going to turn out well for him, because this is not going to end well. And Piers Morgan is going to have a go at him. And I hope he tears him down. Please don't forget to click like, share, subscribe. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for the super thanks and the PayPal donations for the school. Until the next time, please go watch my videos. And thank you very much for your support always. And leave me your comments, because yeah, and subscribe. It's free.